All right, what's going on, everyone? It's Tanner,
And Jacqueline.
and together we run JT Junk Solutions, which is a junk removal company based out of Kyle, Texas. And over the last 6 months, we have done $60,000 of top line revenue. And today we're going to talk about
Some of the things that we think you should avoid if you're just starting off your company, or some of the things that we wish we had avoided or stopped doing sooner.
These aren't necessarily mistakes, but they're just some things that you're going to run into and things that we think you should avoid if you can avoid them. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is using services like Thumbtack, Angie's Leads, Yelp, and even Google Ads in the beginning. So if you're unaware of what these services are, at least for Thumbtack, Angie Leads, and Yelp, they are basically paid leads. So you are paying a set amount of money to bring customers to yourself. So what are your thoughts on those services? Let's start with like Angie's Lead, because that was the least favorite one.
Well, that was tied with Google Ads, I feel like.
Yeah.
But they didn't get us any work. We made $100, spent a lot of money on
both of them.
Yeah. We only got one job off of Angie Leads. Google Ads, we got random calls over like things that
we did do one job that we made $100 on.
Yeah, but it did both didn't make any justice to what we were spending.
Yeah,
it just
a
made
negative
no sense.
Negative return on investment. So let me talk about Angie's Leads first. Angie's Leads, we put about $300 in. Really $500 because they're gonna talk to you about doing a setup fee, and then there's going to be there's a setup fee, and then you have to set a monthly budget. We set a monthly budget of like $200-300. We only ever got, I think we got 2 jobs, but definitely one, and it was like $100. Yeah. And it wasn't just our pricing, because the quality of the leads that come in make it hard to price accordingly anyways. And for both Thumbtack, Angie Leads, and Yelp, what you are paying for is you are paying for the same lead that other people are paying for. So like, let's say Thumbtack, for example, Thumbtack you'll pay $20 for this lead. This lead comes in, but it not only comes to you, it comes to 5 other competitors doing the same job in the same space. So the problem becomes is you spend a lot of money.
Yeah, so I think the biggest issue with that is like we made a lot of money off of it, but that also meant that we were charging a lot less than other people, which is why we were getting the work, because nobody really knew like anything about us at the time. So it's just like
it's a race to the bottom.
This person's charging me half the price, so let's just do it with them.
Yeah, I'll do a caveat for Thumbtack. There is a way to do it well. We'll discuss that in another video. If you're interested in learning how to leverage Thumbtack in the beginning, please drop a comment. We will help you guys. We'll set up a video on how to leverage Thumbtack. As far as Google Ads do work. You just have to have a way bigger budget, which we do not have, and you have to be educated on how to set the ads up properly, which now we are. We are running we do have a monthly budget for Google Ads, but the return on investment still isn't super great. And so all in all, we would like for all of you guys to just stay away from Yelp, Thumbtack, Angie Leads, and Google Ads.
If you had to pick one of them, I would pick Thumbtack. Yeah.
So there's that.
It's just not your best option, but it works.
Now, we're going to get into the second topic of things to avoid. Yeah. And you're going to lead that.
If you start wanting to do something, you start your business, and you're not making enough money for whatever reason, or you feel like you're not getting to where you want to get, and you add in another service that has nothing to do with your work, it just gets in the way. Like, for example, we were doing junk removal, and then probably a month in, we started getting some moving jobs, and it was full on moving, not just let me move your couch. No, it was we're moving a 2-story house, we're moving whatever, and we made money.
Yeah, we made a lot of money.
but it wasn't what we were trying to do. So there was no way to like grow kind of what we were trying to do.
Which was junk removal.
Yeah.
That's what we were doing, what we wanted to do. It was exhausting. There's a lot of work. The reason why we say this is that you're going to have struggle in every industry, and whatever you're setting out to do, you need to set out to be the best at that. And if you do anything, if you're splitting off, you really don't know the potential of each job. Now, I'm going to tell you the story of what really changed it. And I will say, Jackie, this is why it's great to have a business partner or just a partner in general who can be your level, keep you level. Okay. She told me way early on, like, hey, we need to stop doing this. Like, junk removal's the move. This is what we need to be doing. But I was concerned about paying bills. But what changed all that is we got a job it was like junk removal / moving, with Guinness. And, right, it was Guinness. Who was it? Heineken, yeah. Sorry. We did an event where we basically were moving pallets of beer off for an event that they were doing. And that was a whole mess in itself, right? And there was going to be junk removal and stuff like that in it. But we ended up meeting two guys, Nick and Elliot, who run the Butter Brothers Moving. We're going to, I'll attach some photos here, link their Instagram. What we found out is we stayed connected with those guys, awesome business people, great like-minded individuals that we wanted to connect with. But what we ended up doing is we ended up doing a moving job with them. I did. And I found out how much better at moving they were than Jackie and I. And Jackie and I were great movers. Like, we were really quick. We never broke anybody's stuff or anything like that. But it was the level of detail, the focus they had on their specific craft. They weren't out trying to do junk removal. They were focused on moving and being the best movers that they could possibly be.
Yeah. We were like,
we were
mediocre. We were mediocre. We weren't
mediocre.
Like we weren't trying to be the best at any of the two that we were doing. I feel like
we were just doing
them.
We were just working. We were just trying to find whatever work came in. If I had to give us a star rating, I'd say we were a 6 out of 10.
That's all terrible, but yeah.
Yeah. And
we did a good job, just not great. Like.
And if you compared us to the Butter Brothers, they were like an 11 out of 10. If you ever wanted to have someone move you, these were the guys. And so what they taught me unknowingly and through conversations we had and solidified what Jackie had already said is we need to work on junk removal. We need to be specific on our craft. And that is what has allowed us to scale JT Junk Solutions to where we're at now. And that kind of, that leads into a talking point of it skewed our perception of money and how hard we were going to have to work at junk removal to make the same amount of move as we're moving.
Not how hard, but how much, I think.
Yeah, so here's the thing. All businesses come down to a ticket price, and junk removal is a relatively low ticket price, which is why it is there's a low cost of entry, low cost of barrier to entry is what I'm trying to say, to get into junk removal, because it is not hard. Anybody can do it. And so with that, moving, it's a little bit higher to get into it because there's more equipment, more insurance, you're more liability, and it's harder work. So the ticket prices reflect that. And so there was a few months where we, in the beginning, we had like, $15,000 to $20,000 months, but none of that was junk removal, like maybe $2,000-$3,000. So up until the point where we started working with our business coach and being full in on junk removal, we had a skewed perception of what money should look like. So bottom line, right? Stick to what you're trying to do. If you're trying to be junk removal, do junk removal. If you're trying to be moving, be moving. If you're doing landscaping, do landscaping. Also, side note, and it'll be super frustrating for you in the beginning, middle, and end of being a junk removal company, you will see other trades like electricians and plumbers and roofers and this, that, and the other doing junk removal. And I'm not just saying like, oh, the roofer has roofing material that they're dropping off at the dump. You'll see them dropping mattresses off, this, that, and the other. And it's because they are not focused on their craft, so they are not marketing, and now they're trying to find a way to keep their guys busy. So if you want to be good at something, you got to do it. You got to be all in on it, and it's going to be really hard. We're going to just tell you right now, you're going to have some months that really, really suck. So that's the second thing.
And the
Third thing. This one is not as much, it's not as important because your situation is going to vary it. But we're going to talk about equipment. If you have the means to be able to save up to get the proper equipment, which we will do a video on later on, but either getting a dump truck right off the bat or a nice dump trailer and a nice truck to tow, if you can do that right off the bat, that is what you should do. We are going to make a video here in the future on how we basically got started on a budget of $0. We did our first job renting. We did our first couple jobs renting vehicles and equipment. And then eventually I went on Facebook and I lowballed every person until I could pick up a truck for as cheap as possible.
If the person that sold us that truck sees this, thank you.
We appreciate you. And
Yeah.
you will see it eventually. I know he will.
Wait, let me pause you.
Yes.
So, if you can't afford it, doesn't mean you can't do it. I think that we made really good money off of what we spent. It just made our life a little harder.
Yes. We had to work a lot harder. And it also meant, and has meant, that we can't do as many jobs. So you can't make as much money. So it's a time, it all comes down to a time process. So if you want to get started right away and you don't have money, guess what? You can do it. But if you can wait and you can put money away and save up to do it, you can also go that way. So it's a double-edged sword. But, you know, we went from renting equipment to buying a cheap truck, then buying a cheap trailer. And we went from buying it, having the cheap truck and cheap trailer to having a nice truck and cheap trailer. And then we were renting nice trailers with our nice truck. And now we have a nice truck and a nice trailer. So it comes all full circle. It takes time, but you'll find that it's important to just invest in good equipment right off the bat.
Yeah.
And it's super important. I mean,
I think a hot take is, though, if you really if you don't know if you're gonna keep doing it, or like you haven't fully decided if it's what you want to do, I think that doing the cheap hard way would give you the time to figure it out, because you need to grow to that level. Like, I think that if we hadn't done all of the cheap stuff, I just don't know how it would have played out. But I'm sure, like, it works, right? But I think that if you still don't know what you're doing, or you haven't fully decided that's what you want to do, that it would help you out too. So.
And we love junk removal. We love this business.
Fun.
We enjoy it. Like, I haven't found any junk removal content creators that are like, I love junk removal.
Yeah, I remember when we first started.
Yeah.
I had fun.
I had fun too. But I was more concerned about money. And
he was scared, I think, at first, and like didn't want to do it for a little while, and I was just like, come on, it's easy, it's fun, like, we can figure it out. We'll make money. We've been making money, like, and we were still working. Yeah. So
it's a preference thing, but the purpose of this video is that we can help you guys avoid some of the growing pains that we've had to go through,
or at least know, like, hey, it's fine. You're still gonna figure it out, but we'll tell you how to figure it out.
Yeah.
Kind of like.
And I think 6 months from now, we'll probably have a little bit different takes on this, because we're going to grow. And then a year from then, or a year from now, we'll probably have even more thoughts. And we've connected with junk removal guys that do about $1 million a year with dump trucks. And then we've connected with guys that, you know, do 250 to 500 and have truck and trailer. It all comes down to like a preference thing, but overall we just want to help you avoid growing pains. And that's leads us into the final topic. We're going to just kind of wrap this thing up. Be mindful of the content you take and create in the beginning.
We took a lot of pictures. I think that we always did a good job of showing. Like, we had like 14 followers maybe, but
Yeah.
we were showing all of them, like what we were doing all the time, but through pictures. So.
Yes. Picture content is boring, okay? If you guys go on our social media right now, and this might change, again, this is like just this right now. But if you go on our Instagram right now, you'll see we have a bunch of video content. But if you scroll back, you'll find nothing but photos.
I think that photos are good if you're like inserting them in your video and you don't want like a video overlaying you and it's just like a fast
Yes.
like photo.
And we still do photos
Yeah.
we do before and after photos for every client that we do, period. That's for social proof, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to captivate our audience, and we want to show you guys what we do. And the best way to show people is by doing videos. So in the beginning, we don't care if you're camera shy or whatever, just take a bunch of videos, do videos of the work, do videos before, videos after, do videos during. You will be thankful for it later on. And this is just some bias because we work with a business coach who is big on social media, but social media is the wave for all businesses. It's coming. People are not going on Google anymore. It's just not happening. So take it from us.
Your videos also pop up on Google, so.
Yeah, they will pop up on Google. So take it from us. Film everything you can. But yeah, I think that wraps up pretty much everything. We're already at 16 minutes. This is going to be the longest video we've ever done.
Yeah, it didn't even feel that long.
No, it didn't. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, leave them down below. We would really appreciate it if you subscribe and then also hit that notification bell so you guys know when we post new content. We are the most active on Instagram, so if you could connect with us there, it would be very much appreciated. But yeah, any last
You'll
remarks?
see a little bit of our lives there, like every day.
Yeah, we're working on building up the YouTube, so hopefully this will be a video we look back on. But yeah, that's it. We're gonna do our normal outro.
Let's see.
Yep, and as always,
Much
love.